All right, what's the deal, everybody? I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Black Renaissance. I want to give a quick shout out to all my new subscribers. And if you haven't done so already yourself, to go ahead and hit that button right now. All right. I had a few things on my mind recently. And, one thing I've noticed is that Art Cathey, the African American vlogger from the Living Gambia right now, man, I've noticed that she is still getting a whole lot of attention. And, I was actually kind of surprised that, it's been a few months since she's made a lot of her controversial statements. And, I'm not sure if she's said anything else since then, but, I was kind of actually surprised that she's still drawing so much attention. And I just really started thinking about it. And it just crossed my mind of, is Art Cathey kind of the villain that Africa needed or needs? And when I say villain, I'm talking about how, anytime you watch a movie or read a story, you always have, that villain character or the antagonist. I think that's what they call it for every story. Every story has that person that kind of pushes everything along. And I was thinking, like, maybe is Art Cathey that person in this story about African Americans returning, or really just the African diaspora in general returning back to Africa, or Africa and African American relations. And it kind of, the first thing that kind of came to my mind with this situation was in the movie Black Panther, you have the character, you have Killmonger, right? Killmonger had a lot of support. Killmonger was obviously a villain in the story, but at the same time, Killmonger made a lot of good points and did a lot of things that people somewhat supported. Sort of like at the beginning of the story, of course he goes and he recovers the stolen African artifacts from the museum. So off top, people were already kind of rooting for him, even though he was obviously, like I said, the villain, so to speak, but he was doing things that a lot of people agreed with, and he made a lot of, good points. But, like they say, even a broke clock is broke, even a broke clock is right twice a day, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it was with Killmonger. He made a lot of good points. And at the end of the movie, he had a lot of support. He had a lot of the Killmonger's right crowd, and people supported Killmonger, and people just totally ignored the fact that he, was killing elders and women and killed his girlfriend, and they just kind of ignored all that stuff for the positive. And it's kind of like the same thing with Art Cathey's, that she makes some good points, but she does and says a lot of negative things in the process. And throughout that, you kind of have a lot of people who just ignore all of those negative things and grasp onto the good things that she says or does. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, will she have kind of that same effect? Because in the Black Panther movie, of course, Killmonger had to present a lot of different ideas that the Black Panther and Wakanda in general didn't really, think about or consider in terms of the relations with the diaspora and kind of doing more for the world. And it kind of took that villain character to bring some of that positive change out of Black Panther, because at the end of the movie, after all the back and forth between Killmonger and Black Panther, at the end of the movie, Black Panther, he starts the outreach center for African Americans. So he introduced it, says that they're going to start helping the world. So it's kind of like, is Art Cathey, or does she have the potential to be that sort of character in this situation? Like, throughout all the negative things that she does and says, will people kind of take some of the, I guess, positive or good things that she says and do something with it? Like, will it cause there to be like will it cause people to come together? Because even right now, you see there's been a lot of Africans or Gambians in general who have come together to go against Art Cathey and say that, this isn't acceptable, we don't like this ain't cool, whatever. And there's been people from other parts of Africa, and there's been people from the diaspora who have to say that she's wrong and this sort of mindset isn't good. But at the same time, will people at least acknowledge some of the good things that she has said or some of the points that she's made, and what will we do with it? So what do y'all think the outcome of this whole Art Cathey situation? What has it been so far, and what do you think it will be? Like, will it cause people to come together and make positive, as allies? Will it cause us to think about where we're headed and what we've been doing and move in a better direction? Or will it just cause people to bicker and argue and cause division amongst Africans and African Americans? So, like I said, man, that's just something that crossed my mind real quick. Let me know what y'all think about the whole concept and what you think will come out of all of this. And like I said, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, and drop a comment. And until next time, all right, peace.